Kielan Jones, we're going to look at identity. Now this topic is probably from our Kielan Jones book club book, Light in August, written by William Faulkner. Now one of the main characters in this book goes by the name of Joe Christmas, and he had an identity crisis. He didn't really know who he was, and he didn't have the proper foundation and love and care from family to find who he was. So today, we talked with 3 students here on Culver Cycling campus, and we tried to delve into identity and figure out what makes them who they are and how important their identity and knowing themselves is to them. Let's check it out. Alright, we're here in Shannon Hall, and I'm going to go interview my friend Figgy. I don't know his real name, so I just refer to him as Figgy. Let's go.
Figgy.
Dude, you're here with Figgy. Nice. I don't know his real name. Figgy, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. Answer them as honestly as you can. Okay, Figgy, who are you?
Kevin Figgy from Naperville, Illinois. Student at Culver Cycling College. You know, just a simple guy. Trying to make it.
Make it out the ghetto.
No, not really. Trying to make it through school.
From the suburbs.
Yes.
Okay, how different do you think your life would be if you were from the ghetto?
I'd say coming from the ghetto to here would be a lot different than coming from Naperville to here. You know, Naperville's a suburb of Chicago. You know, it's one of the wealthiest districts in Illinois, and coming from the ghetto would be a completely different outlook on everything I do here.
So you're telling me you would be a different person if you had a different previous experience in your life?
Probably upbringing wise, everything I've learned, collective of my family.
Kevin, let me ask you a theoretical question. Imagine you growing up fatherless, motherless as well, into poverty, and you were an orphan. How different do you think your life would be?
Completely different. I mean, it's your parents that raise you and kind of like define your morals. So, without having parents, I mean, you have nobody to tell you what's wrong and right. You have no clue where you can end up. It'd be really hard that way.
Okay. Now, put yourself in those shoes again. Do you think you would grow up to become a rapist and a serial killer, murderer?
I mean, me personally, no. I mean,
how do you know?
I don't have to say that. It's down to the individual background.
You look like a rapist.
Oh, that's not nice.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's theoretical.
Saying if you're gonna rape someone, if that's in your head from the start, you're gonna do it anyways. Like it's kind of like not very much change it. If you're crazy, you're crazy.
That's fair. That's fair. One last question, final question. I'm gonna get out of your hair.
Right.
How do I say this? Imagine you growing up not knowing what your race was, whether you're white or black. You didn't know. How do you think that would affect the person you are?
I mean, not very much. I mean, I treat everyone the same. So, the way they treat me, though, that might affect it. The way people treat me, I haven't experienced that in my life, but I've definitely seen it affected on other people. So, I would say it would be kind of hard to not know your race. You're saying because they don't know their family or their background. I think it would kind of eliminate any sort of preconceived notions about people and the way people look at you. You're kind of a blank slate. You got nothing to lose.
Yes.
And hopefully everybody treats you that way.
Well, it was great talking to you, Kevin.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for your time. And we're gonna go to commercial.
I think this is the part of the commercial when I say something really inspirational about being able to run and being pregnant, but I don't even know what inspirational means. So...
Big black white thing.
It's a thing. Maybe male.
Yeah.
Male, and
He kinda
it's
had
a heavy chair,
He
right?
kind of had a black voice.
He had
He kind of had a white complexion.
a black voice,
I don't know.
but light skin. We'll put light skin, okay. Okay. how close were you?
It was terrible.
It was terrible. I'll put that in my notes here. Okay. It was terrible. Okay. And how close were you?
I love her so much.
Love her. Okay. Love her. Okay. Let me just tell you, it's gonna be okay.
We're here at Johnson Student Life Center. I'm going to go talk to my very good friend, Radeja Cookie Whittington, BSU president, one of the hardest working people I know. I'm asking a couple questions about identity. Let's go. Cookie, my dear. How you doing? Everybody, it's Cookie. It's great to see you. Lovely, as always. Now, I just want to ask you a couple questions about identity and knowing oneself.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm gonna start off real simple. Who are you?
A child of God.
Now, I know you personally, but I don't know if our family and friends watching know this, but describe how your relationship with God builds who you are as a person, how you walk your life.
Okay, well, if you guys don't know, my real name is Radeja, and it means the sun above the horizon. And I believe that God is a sun, and I'm his horizon. So I'm slowly always under him while he arises every day. Arisen, rise, whatever.
That's great. That's great.
And he's always there, you know. Sometimes I feel like he's not there, but he'll always be there in the morning when you're right there.
Now, like us all, I know you have faced trials and tribulations in your personal life, family life. How do you think your relationship with God has helped you face that adversity?
I like you. You know what?
I mean, this is what we do here on Real Talk with Kielan Jones.
To be honest, everybody is not perfect in life. I'm nowhere near perfect. Yet I do have flaws and everybody else does. But you just have to realize and face that, you know, everybody does have these flaws. And, you know, it's just, how can I say this? Like, I have a lot of ambition.
Yes.
In what I do. When I really love something, I give it my all. And at the end of the day, God, I have to remember that God, he strives me to do all these things. You can't look at the negative side of you. You have to think about all the blessings God has gave you in life. Like, I cannot say that personally I'm not financially rich, but I am rich in blessings.
Yes.
And it just takes a lot, because I feel like I gotta have a lot of ambition to succeed in the expectations that people never had for me. And that's another thing, like, I try to do. So sometimes you gotta see the ambitions that people never had for you, and the ambitions that the expectations you never had for yourself either.
Yes, that's great. Now, one last question here. How different do you think your ambition, your goals, just your overall well-being would be different if you didn't know God, if you didn't delve into Christianity and all the values that the Bible teaches us?
I think I'll be a hobo.
A hobo, a bum.
Yep.
Do you think you would be a rapist who kills people with chairs?
You know, I feel like rape is an actual topic I don't like to get on.
I understand.
I feel like it's a very sentimental conversation.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah.
Well, Cookie, Radeja, it's always a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Nice socks.
We're going to go to commercial.
Go ahead and share with us today what you would like to share.
I have a confession to make. I know you can't see me, but I'm black.
Hey, break that shit up, man. Break that shit up. Like the fuck up. What the tea?
What you were Byron. Byron, tell us your story.
Well, basically, I fell in love with a woman on the 8 months pregnant, and she has another father, but I want to be the father of this baby.
We have a special surprise for you. We brought Lena herself to the set. Lena, would you come out?
I love you, and I want to be the father of this child.
I don't love you. I don't love you.
Bruh. constructed identity, and how we are molded by the circumstances that surround us. With Cookie, we discussed how her close relationship with God has helped her develop into the strong, motivated woman that she is today. When we spoke with Kevin, he credited his environment and his parents as the major factors on making him the amazing young man he has become.
As you can see, identity is very crucial into building a positive life. And I want to thank you guys for joining us for this week's episode of Real Talk with Kielan Jones. And if you haven't checked out Like in August, our November book club book, be sure to look at it, by William Faulkner, one of the great literature works of our time. And like I said, thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us next week on Real Talk with Kielan Jones as we take a look at pet STDs. Should you be afraid for your dog?